Here with newly minted head coach Jeff Cassar. Jeff, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I can only imagine how hectic things have been. Let's just start with what's been going on in your mind over the last couple of days. I can't even imagine being in your shoes and going through all of these different scenarios.
It's been crazy. It's been exciting. It's been nerve-wracking. It's been very emotional. I actually really don't think it's quite set in. A couple times it set in when I was on the plane flying back from Arizona this past weekend, and I started to break down a little bit. And I was thinking people were looking at me, but very humbling, very exciting, and I'm ready to get going after it.
You know, when you look back over this last 12 months, you know, there was a lot of question marks surrounding the coaching staff and what was going to happen, in particular with Jason. How did you, as a group, as a coaching staff, keep the players in that little bubble to continue to have the success on the field that you guys deserved as a group, but also as the fans deserved?
You know, it really wasn't that hard. I mean, you know, Jason hadn't made up his mind. It was a tough decision for him. And we were being completely honest with the players and giving them all we had. And being there for them and if they did have a question, we'd answer it honestly. And so it wasn't that hard. You know, we just worked extremely hard and got through it.
On the outside looking in, people will see that Jason has gone to New York City FC, that Miles is going to be one of his assistants, now that CJ Brown has left to go to Chicago. What was it about this opportunity that made it so important for you to have a chance to be the next coach of Real Salt Lake?
Well, you know, after sitting down with Deloy and Bill and Garth and just seeing their vision, what they wanted for this club in the future, I had to be part of it, and I tried to let them know that I want to lead this team, follow their vision, and just keep continuing moving forward. It's a fantastic group of men. And I wanted to be their leader, and I wanted to lead them into the next few years.
You know, everyone looking at this opportunity to be the head coach of Real Salt Lake, I think everyone sees this job as the most highly sought after job based on the history and the success of this group. A lot of people, I think, sometimes forget that you were the first assistant that Jason went to. So you know this group. You were part of being an architect of that diamond formation, of building this team with these leaders. How does your role change now from being an assistant to being that leader and being the head coach?
I always consider myself, you know, an assistant head coach. You know, I mean, I was a person that the players could reach out to and talk to, as well as CJ and Miles. But that's just going to continue. You know, I want them to be able to talk to me and be able to, if they are having issues, to come, and my door will always be open. And I don't want that to change, and I don't think it needs to, because there's respect. They understand that I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do what's best for the team and what I think what's best for them. And I think they understand that, and I think they're looking forward to it.
When you look back at putting this group together, what are some of the moments that stand out to you, and how do you kind of continue to cultivate this group in the right direction now that you're the man in charge?
You know, it would be surprising. You'd think the wins and losses, or the losing on PKs, or winning in 2009. It's really the locker room. That's what I think of most. I think of this group of men, and I say I have to be part of this. I have to, because they're special. Our backroom staff is special. The front office is special, and I just got to be part of that. I want to keep that moving forward. And continue to grow it, continue to grow the fan interaction with the team. I think that is growing and growing, and I think that's, you can start to see that this really is a family, and I just want to keep that moving forward.
From college experience at FIU to Major League Soccer with that Dallas Burn, Miami Fusion, to England, Bolton Wanderers, Ipswich Town, How do you utilize that experience as a player with everything that you've gained over the last 7 years as an assistant coach, and now continue to kind of cultivate this young group with that mixture of veteran experience?
Yeah, you know, when I first took over this job with Jason, you know, we talked about how we learned a lot from our good coaches, but we also learned a lot from the coaches that maybe we didn't quite see eye to eye. And you know, these are all learning experiences. And then working with Jason and Robin Fraser and Miles Joseph and CJ Brown, you know, I've learned so much about myself, about how to treat people, and I think that it's all starting to come together for me now, and I think now it's time for me to take the reins and show this group of guys that I can do this.
You know, it's just been over 7 days since Jason announced he's not coming back, and in that time, I don't think people realize that behind the scenes you haven't let up one bit. Whether that's been kind of crafting the future of this group, whether it's been kind of setting the plans in motion for this next season. But you were also on a plane this past week going down to Arizona, and the same camp in which you identified Sebastian Velasquez a couple years ago, you took part in that. How important was it for you to be a part of this progression going forward, still with kind of that unknown if you were going to be the head coach or not?
Listen, I still had a job to do. And I was going to do it to the best of my ability, no matter if they chose me or not. So that's how I approached that. But I also needed to, you know, show people that I can take charge and be assertive and run our college combine with the help of Andy Williams, who was fantastic. And it was a very successful combine down there. There was a lot of very, very solid players. And after the MLS Combine, you know, we'll kind of merge the two and see where it comes out. But it was a very, very productive session.
You know, with that familiarity of this group, there's also going to be your decision to name your assistants. You just talked about Andy. What, if any, of his role will change underneath you being the head coach? And is there a specific timeline for you to name the assistants that you plan to bring in?
Andy will be one of my assistant coaches. He's going to have a lot of on-field responsibilities and off-field responsibilities as well. I think Andy's such a warm person that I think the guys in the locker room will benefit a lot from, because he's an easy person to talk to, has a lot of experience and knowledge, and I think the team's going to benefit greatly from having Andy much more involved.
And I guess the final question, and I think this is something that the fans, that it's going to be their biggest question, is how does your vision change going forward? Or is your vision still in line with what this locker room and what this product on the field has been about over the past 7 years? It's
definitely in line, because it's all positive. You know, Jason put a lot of things forth with this club. I was next to his side during all those ideas, but it's working. It's what I believe in. Even more important, I believe in everything that's been said, and it's just growing. You know, growing the family aspect, growing together, growing the fan base, growing in the community, and keeping the locker room positive, and hopefully that's going to translate out on the field, which I think it has for the last 7 years.
Well, on behalf of myself and all the fans out there, congratulations, man, and good luck on the future.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Purchase your 2014 season tickets at RealSaltLake.com today.